Guys, we've done it. Day 24 of the Costco Wine Advent Calendar. One last time for 2022. Let's get into it. Alright, welcome to day 24 of the Costco Wine Advent Calendar for 2022. We did it! We did it! We did it! Inspiration from the Grinch. I'd put the clip in, but that's not gonna fly. Copyright and all that. We are here, last day of 2022, the Costco Wine Advent Calendar. 24 half bottles of wine, 12 full bottles of wine, wine from all over the world. You gotta love it, right? Drink some good wines, drink some bad wines. Yes. It's awesome. Stay tuned for after we drink this wine right here. I pulled in some deets. If anybody's still watching by that time, I got, my engineer brain pulled some stats out of what we got going. So, on that note, let's get into the last wine of the 2022 Costco Wine Advent Calendar. It is My 2 Cents, a Cabernet Sauvignon from France. Mm-hmm. So we have had a couple Cab Savs on this show already. Tell me. I always forget. I know you like Cab Savs. They're like, I think they're like the quintessential red wine. It's like when a guy thinks of drinking wine and he doesn't like it, he's thinking of a Cab Sav in my mind. Like, Cab Savs.
So Cab Savs, like I said before, they're big and bold, and they're known from the wine off in the 1970s between Napa and France. So the one that we have here today, the Cabernet Sauvignon from the Pays d'Oc region of France, which is in the Languedoc region along the southern Mediterranean coast.
Awesome.
So the Cabernet Sauvignon is actually not one of the best or the most produced grapes out of that area. But we should expect something a little bit more new worldy like with this, because they're going to get the really big temperature swings with the Mediterranean Sea.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And that's even the label has got like kind of a grand vibe to it. From its homeland in France, Cabernet has experienced a vinous diaspora. The most popular red grape variety is grown in all corners of the wine world. This Pays d'Oc red celebrates Cabernet's global influence with classic currant, plum, and coffee notes and an easy-going, rounded finish. What else can you say about Cabernet Sauvignon? So, one last time for Cab Savs, what flavors do we expect to drink?
Well, we're going to be looking for a lot of black and red berries, so like black cherry, black currant. We're going to get some spices in there, like baking spices or graphite, maybe a little bit of wood and cedar.
Can't forget your graphite.
No, sometimes you actually get a lot of green bell pepper in a Cab Sav as well.
Interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's maxed out on body, maxed out on tannins, acidity's in the middle, alcohol is second highest, and sweetness is right there at the bottom.
Yes.
So third Cab Sav, it's good. Open up my deal, open up my taste buds a little bit, see if I can't start to like these a little bit. And I was looking at this thing and it says decant 60 plus minutes. So we've had this for a while. I got this for her for Christmas last year, but maybe getting it into the decanter for a couple minutes here will help mellow it out for you, boy. So, any other comments before we pour ourselves?
Not really. I'm actually really enjoyed it. Really excited to try this. Usually all the Cab Savs I get are more from the Burgundy region or the more northern regions of France, so this should have a little bit of a different punch to it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's so weird pouring out of the decanter. It really
It's a little scary.
Oh, it's a lot scary for me because I'm trying not to get wine all over the weight stuff we got going on here. But it's just so fun to watch.
So the point of a decanter is to introduce more oxygen into the wine. So that's why it has all that big surface area for it. And when you pour it into the decanter, you're all supposed to get it swirled around the glass. So really kind of create as much surface area and friction as you can to introduce oxygen in there, and it'll help loosen it up and open the wine up and let it be more pleasant and not so tight.
And as it pours, you can't really see it on the video, but it does, unless you're really just dumping it and not being not worrying at all, the way it pours, it really it was making a lot of bubbles going on there. It's got such a long fall from that middle point there. So
I can already smell it.
Whew, she is heavy. Very dark. Can't see nada through it.
Those are some nice thick legs.
Oh man, love some thick legs, am I right?
This is a very dark, like plum garnet color.
Incredibly dark. Legs are, woo, I see one, I got one. That is a slow moving leg. What's your guess for alcohol?
I would say 14 and a half based on the legs.
14 and a half. Those are some slow looking legs. We are only looking at a 13, so still pretty high up there, but...
My nose and my eyes tell me otherwise.
was that one of the other Cab Savs you had that going on too?
Yeah, I was like, I do not believe you. Maybe we'll get a Cab Sav from somewhere else and see.
Very dark. Very heavy.
It is. I'm getting wood.
Very Cab Savvy, yeah.
It kind of smells a little bonfire-y. But
smoke,
but not like the other one that we had that was
yeah,
like intense.
that had
smoky.
a lot of smoke, yeah.
No, this is like the morning after bonfire.
The clothes are trying to air out. Krista won't let him in the bedroom. Hates that we don't take a shower. Heavy.
Mm-hmm. I knew that was coming.
Not high enough acidity to offset those tannins. Holy crap.
This is very tannic and so delightful.
Oh my
so my
God.
mouth is puckering up and it's just, oh, it's so good.
If you're curious what tannins are, if you're like me and you're kind of new to all this stuff and you don't drink a lot of wine, holy crap, have a freaking bold Cab Sav, especially if one like this with lower acidity. Oftentimes the acidity will make my mouth water and it'll kind of help offset that, like the tannins like suck the moisture out and the acidity is trying to put it back in.
Look at you, you're learning.
I know, it's scary. I'm so
proud.
What about the viewers who come here from my dumbness and now here I am knowing some things? It's not good. It's not good. Whoo, this is heavy. Tastes like grapes.
I'm really getting a lot of like black cherry.
God, it's like it reminds me of the bomb, in Attack of the Clones from Jango Fett's ship when he drops it and it's got the best sound ever in the Star Wars universe, maybe in the entire real universe. But it like drops and it like whoop, and it's like this just the suck in before I can't. It just takes all the moisture off my tongue. Whew.
So I'm getting a lot of like black fruit flavors and then like just like a hint of coffee. Just like a little dabble of coffee at the very end.
Oh, we gotta do the test. Hold on. Okay, I don't think I've done this far. What am I doing, babe?
You gotta get your tongue into the wine.
This is hard because I'm not breathing. Because I got my nose closed. And I'm like, bleh. All right, anyway, I didn't get it.
There is no added sugar to this.
No added sugar?
No.
How do you know?
I can tell.
You can tell? The tongue knows. Well.
Overall, though, it really has like a really big, heavy body to it. It really overpowers your mouth. I do feel like this is one of the ones that tomorrow it would be a lot better, but we decanted it all, so I'm drinking it tonight.
We decanted it a little bit too. This, again, we didn't do a very good job this year of prepping. We did decent if it was a white wine and it needed to be chilled a little bit.
Yeah.
But as far as these like big, bold reds that need to be decanted for 60 plus minutes according to the Wine Folly Handbook, yeah, we didn't do a good job of that. That might help me on some of these Cab Savs as well. So, with that...
You know what this would pair really, really well with? The
No.
New York strip I make.
The New York strip you make?
Oh yeah, it would taste so good with a nice medium rare steak.
I will go ahead and not drink this with anything.
I would drink this all the time. I love this.
Anyway, now that we have tasted and formed opinions on the last wine of the 2022 Costco Wine Advent Calendar, you want to hear some facts? About
facts?
You want to hear some facts?
I love facts.
You want to hear some statistics?
Yes, please.
So, obviously, we drank 24 different wines this year. Pretty cool. Again, it's neat, right? It's the half bottles, and it's not like, you know, did your brother do? It was like 12 bottles.
Yeah.
It was like, and they were like super small. Like that was weird, right? Like Costco does it right, and a lot of times I walk into a store and you'll see wine advent calendars, and they're just kind of weak, and this is a good one. Especially if you get it later in the year. If you get it midway through December, I think we saw it at like $75.
Yes.
So it was
Costco finally caught up with their supply chain. Usually these would come out in October and be sold out before the end of the month.
Yeah.
But there are some areas of the country now where they're actually making enough, and they still had some into December and were discounting them.
Yeah. So yeah, good supply. But yeah, 24 wines. We had 14 red wines. We had 8 white wines. Meh. Need more white wines. And we had 2 rosés. So, decent balance there. A couple of rosés in there. Really mix it up. So, I think the interesting thing to me is the breakdown of how they do, where they get the grapes from and where they get the wine from. So, the top provider of the wines this year, with 6 wines in the calendar, was Italy. Had 6 Italian wines mixed up between red, whites, and I think there was a rosé in there. Actually, I think maybe both rosés. Yep, both rosés were from Italy. So that's kind of cool. Next up, we have a tie. Both providing 5 of the wines. We had France provide... No, I lied. I'm sorry. France actually only provided 3.
Really?
Yeah, they only had 3 in here, unless I can't count.
So I have a fun fact about Italy.
Oh, what's
it's
that?
the world's top wine producer.
Wow. Wow, Argentina is 4th there? 4th, 5th?
Argentina, Malbecs.
Argentina's right up there. South Africa's up there. Portugal is lower than I thought it'd be based on...
Portugal's a sleeper for wine. If you can get Portuguese wines, get them. They're delightful.
I will say, I will go one above that. So... actually second, sorry France. France came in much lower. France came in 3rd with 3 wines, but Spain was the 2nd with 5 wines. So you had Italy with 6 in the box and Spain with 5 in the box. Some good wines. However, if you add the Portuguese wines, there were 2 Portuguese wines. The Iberian Peninsula was the biggest provider of wines in the Costco Wine Advent Calendar. And there was a couple really good ones. That Sauv Blanc from yesterday from Spain, the Seaworth, that I just
that was so good.
Really liked.
We need to track that.
I know we got to get some of that. So that is so Italy with 6, France with 5, Spain with 5, Portuguese with 2, South Africa with 2. Also pretty good representation there. And then to round out the other providers, we had a wine from Bulgaria, Hungary, Macedonia, Moldova, Luxembourg, and Georgia. Pretty dang good representation of, different regions. I will say that the last, it looks like 6 or 7 wines all came from the top 3, France, Spain, Italy. Actually, there was a Portuguese in there too. So the beginning of the calendar was a little bit more diverse with some of the Bulgarian and the Hungarian wines. So that was kind of neat. And then later in the box, they did kind of chill out and... kind of revert back to the main wine producing areas. So I think the last little fact that I put together here, we'll see if Krista has any here in a sec, are the number of characters on this here board right here. Thanks to the magic of formulas in Excel, I figured out that there were roughly 486 characters for all the wine names and the wine types.
Oh, wow.
So your boy did work on the board. Actually, shout out to Ali Romero on the couple videos ago. She did both of those. I was able to Shanghai her into doing that. So between Ali and I, we really worked this thing. I think going forward, we might switch to a digital, maybe have a lower third, maybe have a little, permanent thing somewhere saying the name of the wine. But I think, guys, I think this may be the last time we see this little board right here.
Oh, shout out to FabFitFun for sending that
Shout out to FabFitFun. We use it, and they ain't paying us for it. Not yet. But yeah, so that those are the stats I have. Nothing too crazy, but oh my God, Italy representing on there. France with a couple. Spain with a good bunch. Again, the Iberian Peninsula just had some really, really good wines. So I think as far as our next Italy trip, I I think Iberian Peninsula is pretty high up there.
Oh yeah, I want to go to Portugal so bad.
Portugal, yeah. Remember when we went to Italy and I was talking 2 weeks and you're like, 2 weeks is so long.
I know.
2 weeks is not long enough. Need
Never
more
is.
time, especially, dude. And again, I did 2 weeks in Spain and I did 3 places and we tried to kind of branched out and it was not enough time. So moral of the story is go longer so you can drink more wine.
Yes.
All right, those are all the stats I have. You have anything? You have anything else for us, babe?
Again, it's with Costco, especially this. I wouldn't say this using this one as you are just trying to get into wine because the quality is up and down. It is a great tool to use to really start to explore the world and different regions, especially if you kind of know a little bit, an idea of what you like. But you really can't go wrong for the price. It's $100, 24 different wines, 12 bottles. What is it? It's like $8.50 a bottle or something like that. It's cheap.
Math.
So again, this is great. It's fantastic. And shout out to this Wine Folly book for teaching me everything.
They got a lot of stuff in there.
Getting me started on my wine knowledge journey. So.
Getting you started. She's the expert. What are you trying to say here?
Expert.
Yeah, I thought you were the expert.
I have so much more to learn.
I'm the dum-dum.
I have so much more to learn.
More wines to drink.
I have more books to read. So hopefully by the next time we get together, I'll know some more.
There we go. Awesome.
So.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up here. I'm debating on doing a wine wrap-up. If you haven't watched the previous wine wrap-up, it is the, I think, 12 days video. It's on the playlist there. Tag it right here for you guys. Make sure to watch that. We might do another one. We might call it good. Y'all, I am beat. We are fully intending to do more wine videos throughout the year, though. I'd really like to try to stick to one a month. Keep things a little more chill. Grab some wine. Chat about the wine. Maybe it'll be a slightly longer video since it's coming out a lot less frequently. But the goal going forward is to continue with that. Also hoping to actually get a proper channel. Really need a Nick and Krista Do Wine channel and not, hey, go to Nick Rennell on YouTube. So we might try to fix that here soon too. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to everybody who's watching this. Thanks to everybody that watches one of these and walks into work and talks to one of us and says, that was all, I watched your wine video. It really does, for all the, put so much work into this. So it does,
really
it does really mean a lot to us. So thank you guys so much. You do not have to like and comment on this video if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can. And yeah, I think that's going to be a wrap on 2022. One last time for the Costco Wine Advent Calendar 2022. This is Nick and Krista Do Wine.
Salute.
Salute.